make your body consciously strong. Listen, gym will build muscles. Only yoga and Ayurvedic lifestyle will make your body conscious. See, only yoga will make your internal organs strong. Just see all over the world, especially in India, all these gym bodies are just dropping dead. All these gym body fellows, top, dying. Because gymming builds muscles, makes you look very nice in the outside. Yoga makes your internal organs strong and your ability to manifest consciousness strong. So please understand. Let me give you the solution from Paramashiva to protect yourself from corona. This whole pralaya, see, it is not just corona. The amount of depression, mental suffering, where the whole world is suffering. Kind of poverty happening. People losing jobs, income, insecurity, comforts being lost, so much. So please understand, make your life extremely strong. Please understand, 3 years before I said, keep yourself alive for the next 3 years. I don't even bother about that. Even our own Sangha people did not trust me. My own devotees did not take that word seriously. Hey, all of you understand. Cannot reveal who is waging bio war on humanity. I cannot reveal those details. I can only reveal how much I can reveal. Even Devi told in her Akashic readings, she protected my body first and safeguarded it so that nobody will harm. When she starts revealing the Akashic records and secrets to the world, I don't know how many of you heard that record. See, please stand. Devi is not socially polite. She is Parashakti. She is Cosmic Mother. She directly manifests and reveals all the details to the world. But she is using this body and mind. Because she is using this body and mind, the people who are against the humanity, people who are against the Hinduism. People are against Kailasa. They should not destroy this body. That is why she says she has already taken this body to a safe place and kept it very safely protected. And then using this body and revealing the whole world all the truths she need to tell. So all of you be very clear. When I was telling all the Adinavasis, learn to the lifestyle of quarantine, being active without getting mentally broken by being inside one place. Listen, I have enough evidence. 3 years before I started teaching this quarantine lifestyle to many of our Adinavasis, so much resistance, especially those people who ran away, so much resistance from all of them. Now they're all in quarantine in their places, but mentally broken. All the Adinavasis who stayed back, who are in Kailasa now, they're all in quarantine but mentally not broken, fully alive, charged. Trained the whole Kailasa to face this pralaya 3 years before. I think even little before. Quarantine lifestyle and intense yoga, making the body strong, making internal organs strong. Ritaki, lifestyle of less food, and more energy, more activism. All this preparing for this pralaya only I did. More things I told, Adinavasis did not listen, did not do. One I told, do the vertical gardening, produce your food inside your campus. Nobody listened. Now they are suffering.
What we saw and what we heard from Swamiji, the crux of the message is become active. The life and the body have to be really strong. Now, you see, Swamiji has been preparing us for almost 4 years. The current lifestyle that the COVID pandemic has pushed us into, the solitary confinement, the isolation, and how to stay active during that particular time. How we can be stopping ourselves, how we can be protected from mental disintegration during this time. And because this was not listened to by a large number of people, we have the current situation where we are right now. Because not only is the physical manifestation of the virus affecting people, the mental disintegration, the psychological impact has been much worse. It is look at the statistics on how and where we are at this moment with the COVID pandemic affecting us, affecting the mental health at this point of time. Suicide rate, look at it globally, has drastically increased over the so many months. Gradually, the number of suicide rates, the number of suicides per 100,000 human beings has drastically increased, and it keeps on increasing as well. We are not prepared. We did not prepare ourselves. We did not train ourselves to be in this space where we are confined to a small space and we are being active and alive and thriving in an environment like this. Those who were not prepared, who were not willing to be trained, are succumbing to this particular crisis. The confinement to a small space and at the same time not being mentally affected, not being mentally disintegrated, and being active, being alive, and charged, as the song just said, being charged and alive. That makes all the difference whether a person is alive or not. And these statistics are staggering if you look at the number of suicides happening all around the world.
Yes, Swami. Another thing that I wanted to actually share here is that Swamiji was sharing, literally last 3 years, he's been preparing all the Adinavasis, all the Kailasa Vasis, before even the pandemic actually began, before even we got to know that there is something like this going to start. Swamiji started revealing multiple different truths, multiple different solutions, multiple different methodologies at that point in time itself for us to build our body, for us to do the yoga, do the puja, do the spiritual routine, and without any external reason, without any external cause, without any external happening, how to keep yourself active, alive, and inspired. And if you see like the different things that I could probably share, like for example, the vertical gardening that Swamiji spoke about, and getting all the food, and even during this entire COVID pandemic, we are continuously engaged in the Paramashivoham programs, in the Paramashivoham level 2 that had started. We had the Bhava Samadhi Darshans that were continuously happening, and we also had the entire digital nation work that happened, literally just seated and building the entire digination, the digital nation of Kailasa, making it happen. Whereas when I saw people who actually got frustrated or who are not able to handle the situation, actually while Swamiji was preparing us and left, at this point in time, literally they are there, yes, they have left, but they're all just having no clue as to what is going to happen next. And now after Swamiji has opened the gates of Kailasa, so many people are just running back in, understanding what Swamiji had shared. Yes, Swami, please go ahead.
Yes, Maharaj. And if you look at the statistic of the prevalence of the prison disorders against the percentage of population, you see again the people getting into depression is increasing. has been really high when the COVID crisis started. And again, as we are mentioning, the crisis we did not prepare for. Even the vaccines have been found for the virus and its physical impact, but the cure or the remedy for the depression is still to be brought in and reached the masses. And that is the cause for this happening. Swamiji has prepared us how the whole world is moving towards the digital presence. But even before the world realized what is going on, even before there was such a thing called a pandemic or such a thing called isolation, Swamiji already moved the whole operations into the digital space. All the programs were getting offered on the internet, the webinars. This has been the presentation, this has been the mode of operation for the entire Sangha. Swamiji starting to give satsangs way back when nobody even thought of the digital space and having the presence in the internet. And even from that time onwards, the whole connect awakening, all of that happening through the digital space, that already started way long back before anything, any of the pandemic or any of its effects started to happen. The world has slowly moved on to it, but Swamiji had already taken us at least 5 years ago into the digital space. And here, as we see, the depressive disorders has been increasing manyfold, and the digital presence and keeping ourselves active, even if we are confined into a small space, has prevented this lifestyle and prevented them from going into depression. And
so here,
again,
what we're looking at is actually, sorry, Swami. So here what we're looking at is actually the adults reporting symptoms of anxiety, depressive disorders during the COVID pandemic. So as you can see, at an overall 41.1%, literally about 40% extra above the normal average, have been the COVID reporting, the COVID symptoms of whether they are physically affected or not, the mental breakdown has taken place in their life. And as Tejaswami was also sharing, that at multiple stages, at multiple levels, Swamiji continuously prepared us for handling this COVID crisis. And this entire reason of depression and not being able to handle themselves is because they were never into themselves. They were never able to, whatever problems they came up with, whatever sufferings they went through it, all the time, the humanity, the society pushed people into drugs, into hiding things under the carpet, and never actually looking at what the real problem is, not actually understanding what is the root of the problems that you're facing, always celebrating the negative components of human beings. And the more and more it started cherishing, and more it started pushing. And when this pralaya happened, literally the entire world is breaking, because no more those options are to which you would resort to when you get powerless or when you feel you're not able to handle yourself, does not exist. No more entertainment is there. No more drugs. Drugs are all in scarcity. As we know, there are multiple different news and multiple statistics which often keep coming out. That people, because they don't get alcohol, they drink sanitizers and die. And the world is in such a pathetic condition at this point in time, because the collective consciousness of the entire humanity, the collective consciousness of the entire planet Earth, the society itself, is in a very low grade and has been continuously being affected due to this. But as we know, Swamiji has been preparing us, not just in this much time, but over years and years and years, Swamiji has prepared us, giving us the right powerful cognitions, not succumbing ourselves to all the reactionary assumptions, reactions, but rather understanding what it is and acting out of intelligence. and continuously during the entire pandemic, reaching out to each and every one of us, wherever we are, making everything more and more free of cost, more and more reachable, more and more user friendly for every one of us, so that every single person can be benefited from this.
There's more data that is really bringing out the fact that simply just being with yourself, as Sundaresh Ramaraj mentioned, just simply being with ourselves is not something we are used to. And this is what exactly Swamiji has prepared us for. And because that was not happening, that is not something that we have become used to. So many of these symptoms, anxiety, the depressive disorder, all of this simply just showing up in adults, as you see the statistic here from May to July 2020. How much of the adults, how many of the adults are reporting symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorders? And here, please go ahead.
Yes. So here what we are looking at is actually the adults once again reporting the depressive disorders during the COVID pandemic by the age. So if you can actually see the main graph out here, the major number of people, the major age group that is being affected is the people who are just entering into their career or trying to find out their life between the age of 18 to 25. Those who have just entered into at least thinking what their life is going to be based on and what is going to be their future security based on the assumptions and based on what the society has given them. Based on those, whatever they thought is the protection for their life, whatever is going to be their future, when they started seeing that whatever they thought as their future is melting down, when they thought money is everything in money can bring life, and now at this point in time when we see money is not able to save everything, money is just a utility value, but all those who went just behind money, everything is lost. So when they are able to see that whatever society has taught them as the security for the future, as the security of their life, as the most important components of their life, everything is being lost. When they lose their relationships, when they lose their near and dear ones, they're not able to handle their life. So this is a chart that very clearly shows how the next generation of the entire world, the next generation of the entire society is the one who's the most affected mentally during this pandemic. Yes, Swami, please go ahead, Swami. You can share your thoughts on it.
Yes, Maharaj. And I remember this once Swamiji had mentioned in the Satsang, how just being with yourself, as your senses go away, as you reach old age, as your senses go away one by one, how you're going to be able to live with yourself. Just be with yourself and just not depending on any of the senses and any of the external input, but simply being with yourself and then being content with that and not mentally affected by that. That, we say, is the essence. That is the key on the quality of life. And that is something that we are experiencing now. Like, we have been confined socially, we have been confined to small spaces, and how we are able to live with ourselves. When that science beautifully taught by Swamiji, when that is not being listened to, then all of these disorders pop up in the psychological space, and we are seeing the evidence, the data that's being present here. Now, let's listen to Swamiji in his own words, talking about this particular aspect, how the preparation has happened and how not only the COVID-19, but there is one more major attack which is happening at this moment, which is the black fungus, and what its effects are. Let's take a listen.
Understand now I am telling you, this black fungus which is spreading in India,
Understand now I am telling, this black fungus which is spreading in India, human beings will die like ants and rats and cats in the streets. Listen, I saw clearly dead bodies floating in large quantity on Ganga, dogs eating those dead bodies, because dogs ate those dead bodies, they're dying. And then poor
dogs ate those dead bodies, they
understand now I am telling, this black fungus which is spreading in India, human beings will die like ants and rats and cats in the streets. Listen, I saw clearly dead bodies floating in large quantity on Ganga, dogs eating those dead bodies, because dogs ate those dead bodies, they're dying. And then poor human beings who don't have food eating those dog dead bodies and they're dying. I saw this whole cycle. Please be warned. I saw this happening. In extreme compassion, I am revealing this to all of you, not to frighten you. Please understand. I'm not frightening any of you. I'm telling you guys the truth.
So here we listen from Swamiji about the revelations on the black fungus that's actually affecting and is a very rare but a very deadly virus that has started affecting especially the COVID patients, people who are even getting healed out of COVID in India. This was the revelation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the yesterday's Nithyananda Satsang about the revelations of Devi Parashakti about this black fungus. Devi Parashakti in the Akashic readings 2 weeks ago revealed about the black fungus and how the black fungus is not any other ordinary allergy or skin issue or skin rash, but a very deadly, a very fatal infection that can actually enter your intestines and directly enter into the brain and eat the brain. That was exactly what Devi revealed, that the black fungus will eat the brain and the intestine. Here, after a few weeks after Devi revealed, we are seeing different news articles that have started coming up, which says that some COVID patients in India have developed a rare, a potentially fatal fungal infection called the mucormycosis, also known as the black fungus, according to the news reports. The mucormycosis is caused by a group of moles called mucormycetes, which grow in soil and decaying organic matter such as rotting leaves and wood. And according to the Center of Diseases Control and Prevention, the CDC. It also says that it's ubiquitous and found in soil and air and even in the nose and mucus of healthy people. Dr. Akshay Nair, a Mumbai-based eye surgeon, told the BBC News. The mold can enter the body through cuts and other aberrations in the skin, or infection can take hold in the sinuses or lungs after the people breathe the fungal spores. Once inside the body, the fungus can sometimes spread through the bloodstream and affect other organs such as the brain, eyes, spleen, and heart. So here what we are actually looking at is this fungus that is actually present across our entire environment. It's found everywhere. It's found in the air, the soil, the water, even in our own nasal tract. But now this has started affecting especially the COVID patients, even the people who are actually healing and coming out of the COVID, which means the very immunity of their body has completely dropped to such an extent that something that was always abundantly present in our environment has started taking over and attacking our human body. As Swamiji said, the situation is going to become so bad that people are going to be dying just like ants. As Swamiji said, people are just going to drop dead. And so many dead bodies floating on Ganga, dogs eating them. And already, as we know, there is such a huge population of the economic sector who are already out of jobs, who have no clue. As per the Indian reports, about 60% of the Indian economy are people who live on the daily wages, and all of them are wiped out of work, especially due to the lockdown at this point in time. And even if the lockdowns are imposed, they are anyway suffering, they are anyway going to die because they do not have food to eat. If the lockdowns are opened, then the COVID is attacking. The COVID is playing the Rudra Tandava or the Gora Tandava, as Swamiji said, a violent play in the lives of everyone. So this sector of people who have lost their jobs, who have no choice of life, whether the lockdowns are imposed or when the lockdowns are released, because in any which way they are affected. Those people, because they do not have money, they will eat these dead bodies of these animals and dogs which died because of eating the black fungus, and they dying. Please understand, these are all the revelations from the cosmic archives by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. As Swamiji shared, always whatever Swamiji has shared has become a reality. Even now, before things get worse, actually before even this black fungus was started and before even it became like a disease or a problem as such, Devi Parashakti in the Akashic readings had already revealed about it. But now we see how this entire aspect, this entire revelation by Swamiji is coming in. Tejaswami, I request you to share your thoughts on this.
Yes, Maharaj. So Devi Parashakti was clear in saying that the black fungus and the COVID virus were clear attacks on humanity. And this is a revelation by Devi Parashakti herself, directly from the Akashic readings. So combined, they are counting up for so many of the deaths that are happening, and it's going to be a gradual, not even gradual, a drastic increase in the number of deaths in the coming months. And how Swamiji said, in just a few months, we're going to see people dead, just falling dead on the streets. And that is going to be a clear combination of these two forces, the COVID-19 and then the black fungus also as part of the COVID-19 infection. How the people who survive out of the COVID-19 are now just falling into the black fungus infection. And this is a twofold attack, two-pronged attack directly on humanity, and that has been perpetrated. And now we are seeing its effects just beginning in India, and more and more destruction, especially in terms of lives lost, is going to happen. And it's the situation, how Swamiji explained it, how the dead bodies are just going to float in the river, and it's going to be a unimaginable destruction and loss of life, and not specifically to give any fear psychosis, but exactly so that we can now, at least now, we saw how, because we did not listen to what Swamiji has been preparing us for, how systematically he had prepared every aspect of it, whether it is the vertical gardening, to ensure that we do not rely on vegetables coming from outside. We can be self-sufficient within our own boundaries, and how we can keep ourselves active and alive, both physically, psychologically, all the techniques that he has given, all the processes he has given, all the physical techniques, processes, everything that he has given. And then the dependence on the outside world, how that has gradually reduced. And even when it comes to vertical gardening, ensuring that we don't have to go outside for even the basic, the food that we eat, and how even the drastic the food intake has systematically been changed. How the reliance on food and how the diet has been slowly regulated. All that has happened, but still, if we do not take it seriously, we know what is the future that awaits. If we have any chance of saving ourselves, to avoid the situation that is already being projected by Devi Parashakti in the Akashic Range. How in just a few months there is going to be drastic loss of death. If we have to avoid it, at least now we can start listening to the Supreme Body of Heavens and to Mahasavidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. As you see here in Maharashtra, 200 individuals have got the black fungus, and after they had recovered from COVID-19, which is again falling from one to another danger that is being president. And cases are also appearing in Delhi and in the state of Gujarat, where the state government has ordered 5,000 doses more of the antifungal drug to treat the black fungus. And just now we are catching up with COVID-19, and then already the fungus pandemic has started, and now the two-pronged diseases will be definitely out of control, and there will not be any protection. Even the government forces and the government organizations and all the service organizations, they will not be able to catch up. They will not be able to scale to the loss of lives that is going to happen.
And here we are also looking at another report from India, which is basically on May 22nd, 2021. And it says about how India has so far reported approximately over 8,848 mucormycosis or black fungus cases. Please understand, 8,848 cases already. And this is one of the most rapidly spreading infections observed in those recovering from COVID-19. Please understand, already the COVID-19, as Tejoswami is sharing, it has taken such a big toll. And people, we are all thinking, or at least we were probably thinking that we found a solution when the vaccines were rolled out. But here is something that is going to affect much more before even we found stability into anything. Already, this black fungus has started spreading, and if it is not treated in time, this fungus infection can turn fatal. The COVID medications can leave the body weak and low on immunity, and they can also escalate the blood sugar levels in both diabetics and non-diabetic COVID-19 patients, especially those of you who are diabetic, those of the people who are diabetic. This black fungus has a direct impact on your health. That is the reason, if you actually look back to the time, few months before this entire pandemic, everything started, Swamiji emphasized so much on Nirahara Samyama. Swamiji emphasized so much on fasting, the right fasting, the Hindu way of fasting, the greater science of fasting, where the body actually eats its own self and rejuvenates itself completely. So you're cured and healed from the diabetes or any other bodily issues that are there. Your body is completely rejuvenated. So much of emphasis Swamiji had done. Literally, I remember there was, Swamiji used to come and keep speaking about the Nirahara Samyama for years together. Swamiji did. At the same time, he himself did the Pachepadni Vradam. He himself did the Nirahara Samyama just to support each and every one of us, for us also to take this leap, for us also to feel supported, for us to feel that yes, Swamiji himself is doing, just to inspire us, just to support us. He himself did it in his life, so that we all inspired, we all get inspired, and we all do it just for the sake of us. He kept on revealing, Swamiji kept revealing these sciences again and again and again and again, emphasized on them so much. But as a common thing, we did not listen to him. There was a major group of people who did not listen, who trolled, and would not take it seriously. But as Swamiji said, at least now, let us all wake up. Let us wake up to the truth of what is happening. 3 years ago, when Swamiji said that just stay alive, I'll reach out to wherever you are, none of us understood what it was. But now we are able to see physically what is happening. Same way, Swamiji told that in this year 2021, no business, no relationships, nothing else is going to be important. Just stay alive. Keep your internal organs and your physical body strong, active, and alive. That is all that is needed for you to be alive. That is all is needed to be done in this entire 2021. Because that is the only way, that is the only profit that we can gain in our life. There's no point of earning anything else, having anything else in your life when you're going to lose your very life. So let us not miss whatever Swamiji is revealing. And out of his sheer compassion, even now Swamiji has opened the gates of Adi Kailash and the Adinams that he has created with the Bhusparsha. His energy field, where he has done the Prana Pratishtha, his energy field is available for us all to experience, for us all to be protected in his womb. Let us listen to Swamiji on further revelations about this black fungus and about the COVID pandemic. Already the black fungus has been declared as an epidemic in 4 states and 1 union territory in India. It's not going to be long before it spreads from India, within the states of India, and to other countries. It is already an epidemic, which means a mass number of people have already been affected by it. The number of black fungus infection reported from hospitals have increased 100 times over the cases reported in the first wave. Please understand, this black fungus is spreading much, much faster than the COVID virus itself. Here we are looking at another statistic from the Tribune. On May 22nd, 2021, there's an article that was posted in the Tribune. The cases of the mucormycosis, commonly known as black fungus, are on a rise, and in the past 1 week, just 1 week, the microbiology department at the PGI has been diagnosing 10 to 15 patients with infection on a daily basis. In the pre-COVID times, the institute witnessed 50 cases annually. Please understand, 50 cases in an entire year. But here, in just a week, in last 1 week after this entire wave has started, the diagnosis lab is witnessing 15 people per day on an average. Let us now listen from Swamiji about what exactly is happening. What is the reason for this mucormycosis that has happened and that is taking a toll, and the COVID that is taking a toll on every one of us? Let's listen from Swamiji.
Triggering of the collective negativity has started. Actually, the spiritual pralaya is over with the Shivaratri. But whatever has the human beings got triggered, that is now doing Agora Tandava. I should say Gora Tandava. Not Agora Tandava, Gora Tandava. It's not just death, understand? You should not die during this time, because I don't want you guys to get into the mouth of that Agori, that Agora negativities. See, now these mass deaths are caused by the negativity. I don't want you guys to die and get caught into that agora phase. Even if you die, you should enter into the Ishana phase, that liberating phase. That is the reason I personally went and gave Antima Sannyasa to Jnanatma's father. I can't let him fall into the agora phase, means death due to the negative energy. I can't afford that. She has taken sannyas and 7 generations of our family has to be liberated is my responsibility. I rushed, made sure he receives the Mahavagya and Antima Sannyasa and made sure he is liberated. See, I want all of you to know one more thing. This negativity, the collective negativity triggered, is eating human bodies in more frequency and speed than I can recover them and heal them. See, when people are connected to me through their spiritual umbilical cord, I can send certain amount of energy into them and heal them. But this collective negativity is so fast. The human spiritual umbilical cord, if it can receive 100 unit energy from me every second, this collective negativity has gone to some 300-400 unit collective negativity. So before I can recover their lungs, the collective negativity is eating. Please understand, safeguard yourself. Safeguard yourself. Safeguard yourself. I can do whatever I can. Sitting in one corner. Wake up to the truth. Every day I invoke Devi and ask her to manifest through this body just to bring healing only. Devi, you see, mother is always non-judgmental. She's extreme compassion. Even if you guys mess up, end of the day, she won't give up. She will pour compassion and do some jadoo that in India we do na, that old rice, they will somehow make it into upma, and all these jadus they will do finally, but take care of the kids. Sometimes if the kids throw tantrum, mother will even slap the child and forcibly feed the food and medicine, but protect the child. I want that energy to manifest, protect the humanity. Protection is first. That's the reason I prayed to mother, and she's 24/7 manifesting intensely. Healing, healing, healing.
Here, we listen from Swamiji about how this entire pralaya is actually taken over by the human collective negative energies. And it is the negative energies of the human beings that is now taking over and causing the spread of this life. Even if you look at it at multiple levels, the social level, we are not ready to follow the norms, not ready to follow whether it is the legal laws, legal restrictions that are there, always tending towards breaking everything that is there, not wanting to listen, not wanting to actually look at what it is, just feeling, oh, death is okay. Here, we're looking at some of the statistics of deaths due to the COVID. India has seen 1 million COVID deaths so far, and the economist model estimates much more. And the Indian Express says why India's COVID-19 deaths are spiking even as the cases go down. The COVID from another news from Al Jazeera, it says COVID, the black fungus adds to India's woes. 4,194 deaths reported in one single day. And from India Today, it says over 300 doctors died due to COVID during the second wave. At least 80 in just Bihar. And from the Reuters, we have COVID spreads to rural India as deaths rise again raise above 4,000 per day. India's COVID death 3 times more than reported. This is from the US. Here, we're looking at just some of these snippets. I'm sure that all of us are there, out there watching the news, staying updated about the COVID. Some of us think that all of this is fake, all of this is not true. And some of us, even though we know it's okay, we are in the attitude, it's okay what is there. But there are some of us who really want to live and listen and to be part of the humanity of Kailasa, of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, to see this entire Leela. As Swamiji said, to every one of you, please understand, the rate at which the collective negativity has increased is much higher than the rate at which Swamiji can heal when we are affected by the COVID. So it is each and every one of our responsibility to make sure that we stay safe, we stay protected, and we are there in a safe environment. Not taking this current situation casually. It is the extreme compassion of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to come out and share all of these details continuously with every one of us. Continuously there. There is absolutely no reason. And we all need to know that Swamiji said he is absolutely not going to collect any funds. He is not going to monetize the COVID for any reason, but is opening up his entire Adinam, all the campuses in which he has installed the deities for the protection of the people. Such is the extreme compassion of Swamiji. The only one thing that we need to understand is just stay safe. That is all. Is the most important goal of this entire year itself. And one thing we need to understand, even the media is not actually showing all the details. Here is one report from Money Control News, which says 1.23 lakh deaths were recorded in 71 days in Gujarat. and government claims only 4,218 died of COVID-19. Then where are the rest 65,000 deaths? Where is the rest of 1.few lakh people? Where is it? The state has issued only 65,000 death certificates during this time. What about the rest of it? The Gujarat government has issued 1.23 lakh death certificates during March 1 to May 10 in the period of 2021. In contrast to 58,000 issued in 2020 during the same period. Please understand, 1 year ago it was 58,000. 1 year later it is 1.23 lakh, which is double of, actually more than double. It has increased. So this report was published by a local daily newspaper, the Divya Bhaskar, and in one of a Twitter thread that was translated by journalist Deepak Patel from Gujarati to English, it reported, the daily reported, though the figures had been doubled from last year, the state government data noted only 4,218 COVID deaths between March 1st and May 10th. So where are the rest of the deaths? Why is the information not being presented to every one of us? The Gujarat government, however, said that it was improper to say that the state is hiding the data of the deaths. Yes, Tejaswami, please go ahead.
Yes, Maharaj. So what I wanted to add is, this goes on to show that there is something behind the whole pandemic. It has been an orchestrated unleashing of the COVID virus and now the black fungus. And this is also evidence of how we don't know exactly who is behind it. And we still don't know the forces behind who are operating and in what mode and what way they are ensuring that this is spreading as much as possible, and then the drastic reduction of the world population is being orchestrated. And this has been revealed multiple times. And now we are actually seeing these effects because the government, whatever the data that has come out is much different from reports which are coming from the other side, coming from the non-governmental resources, the private reporters and the private reports that are coming out. They are staggeringly different. They are not even anywhere close. And this goes on to show that there is more to what we actually are seeing and experiencing. Now we see that there are forces behind, working behind to ensure that this pandemic is reaching to its maximum. And that is something that we have heard from Swamiji as well. Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, Swami. And just adding to this very detail that we were looking at, here we are actually looking at the continuation of that. Patel also highlighted district-wise number of death certificates that were issued in the March 1st to May 10th in the period of 2021, which is much higher than the official COVID-19 toll. So here we are looking at the exact numbers. Ahmedabad city issued 7,786 death certificates last year during the same time. This year it has issued 13,593 death certificates during the same 71-day period. The Gujarat government's data says only 2,126 people died of COVID-19 in Ahmedabad during this time. What about the rest 11,000 people who have died? There is unaccounted data for the rest 11,000 people who have died. When the government says only 2,000, about 2,000 died with COVID, and the total number of death certificates issued is at 13,600 almost. What about the rest? 11,000 people. There is absolutely no transparency in that. Same way in Vadodara, 7,722 death certificates were issued during March 1st to May 10th in 2021, compared to 2,330 to 373 in 2020. However, the government only noted 189 COVID-19 deaths in that period. So what about the rest 7,600 people who have died? Literally 90% of the data is hidden from all of us. So whatever we are actually viewing in the media, whatever news we are getting is only 20% of the reality. Please understand, when Devi Parashakti revealed that lives are going to be lost in crores, not in thousands or lakhs, but in crores. It is already happening and has happened and is continuing to rise. But for whatever reason, various different vested interest groups are not revealing these exact information to all of us. The collective negativity, as Swamiji revealed, is too high, and few groups of people who want to eliminate the human population are working continuously behind this. It is at least now that we wake up to the truth, whatever Swamiji is revealing, and decide to start listening and to start living whatever Swamiji says, to do what he says, whether we understand it or not at this point in time. Whatever Swamiji is revealing, whatever Devi Parashakti is revealing, is the ultimate, is the only way, is the most practical thing that every one of us can do in this, given this current situation of life. This is a very shocking statistic that we all need to understand. Less than 20% of the reality is only being reported, even as per the official bodies. So please understand, the situation out there is in a very bad shape, and as Swamiji is continuously revealing, just protect yourself. So Swamiji is continuously providing solutions for us to protect ourselves, and we should take the responsibility to live and to protect ourselves, to safeguard ourselves during this pandemic. Here, we're going to listen to another revelation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where Swamiji shares about the countries that are going to be heavily affected with this second wave of the COVID pandemic. Let us listen.
And I want all of you to know, especially if you are in India, Malaysia, Singapore, Nepal, Sri Lanka, that countries, Cambodia, Thailand, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, that whole area. Many of the countries' names I don't know. That area, Southeast Asia. All these countries' names I uttered, and some of the names I don't know, that whole area. Be very clear. Safeguard yourself. Safeguard yourself. Many people asked me, oh, we need to be practical. We need to be practical. Just because of this fear, how can we come and settle down in the ashram? We need to be practical. Our business is there. Okay, be practical. What can I do? What I am telling is the most practical for this year. End of this year, you guys will understand. What I am talking is the most practical. Keep yourself alive. That is the profit for this year. Especially if you are in Southeast Asian countries. I'll just tell this area. This is the zone. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Malaysia, Bhutan, Thailand. That is the zone. Cambodia. And it is going to get worse and worse. I'm telling you. There are more details I cannot reveal. How this corona is going to spread, how the multiple other effects and side effects of corona, how the human civilization is going to be melting down in multi-level. I cannot reveal more details. Please understand. I can only tell all my disciples, let your first priority be only being alive.
We just heard from Swamiji, the only priority for this year, for all of us, is to be simply keeping ourselves alive. Forget about the profits, forget about the business, forget about all the other things that we feel are so important for our lives. But this year, starting where we are right now, the whole year, the rest of the year, the only priority for all of us is to simply stay alive. And Swamiji said, this staying alive is the only profit that we will make out of this year. If we make out alive out of this year, that would be the biggest profit that we would have earned. And of course, what else can there be? If we are alive, we can create whatever we want. But if we don't, then none of this, none of the profits, none of the business, none of the relationships, none of that is going to really matter at the end of the day. And we will be cheated by all of those. Running after all of those, whether it is the money that we can create out of the business, we run after. And because of this, we end up in a COVID situation, then we will definitely be cheated by running after something that was not the priority after all. So this is a very clear message to all of us from Swamiji. And this doesn't get more direct than this. Simply saying that, simply Swamiji has said that just be alive. this is the only priority, not the top priority, not the significant in the top of the list or anything like that. It is the only priority to keep ourselves alive during this particular year. And it doesn't get more direct, more clear, more specific than this as a message from the Supreme Court of Hinduism. And he also highlighted how this Southeast Asia, this whole belt, all the countries within this area are requiring the maximum protection at this point because they have seen more and more cases, more and more of this pandemic expanding and even exploding in different temperatures, as you see here in the statistic, how the coronavirus has swept across Asia. All the countries here, the Nepal, India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, the Philippines, all of these countries. And if you can see from where we were in March and where we are now in May, in just a matter of 2 months, the exponential explosion of the COVID cases and coronavirus has really hit all the Southeast Asia belt. All these countries are very susceptible to the virus and they have been very highly affected. And this is going to continue as a trend because this area is, as you can see, all the countries are under-equipped in combating a lot of these. And as we saw earlier also, the government forces, we don't know exactly the clear picture that is happening in the background. So we're not getting the clear picture, we're not getting the right picture, and also how efficiently and effectively the cure is being taken through to the masses is still unknown. And this wave affecting this particular belt in the whole world is the concern of the entire world population, because this pandemic can completely take us out into the depopulation that is happening with them. And we can listen to Swamiji as how the home quarantine is not good. Swamiji has multiple times mentioned this, that we can feel like, okay, we can stay in our own houses, we can quarantine ourselves, and then we can make it happen, we can still somehow survive. But no, that is not going to work. That is not a foolproof case. And let's listen to Swamiji on why it's the case.
Home quarantines are going to be useless because in the home, just 3 people, someone has to go out for food and to get everything. And the person who is mediating from the outer world to the home, he is not going to be quarantined, and the place is not there to protect the 2-layer, 3-layer quarantine. In ashrams, I made 2-3 layer quarantine. There will be one small team, 1 or 2 only will be interacting with the outer world, and they will not interact with the people who are inside the Adinavasis. They will just pass only the material groceries or the survival needs from outside to inside, and these guys will be also quarantined in the next level. The layers of quarantine is required now for you guys to survive. You guys are not understanding. The 1-layer quarantine will not be enough to handle this 2nd wave, 3rd wave corona. Only if you live some 300-400 people together, in that 300-400 people, we can afford 1 or 2 to do this broker job. Broker means taking things from the outer world, groceries, whatever is needed for survival, and giving it to, supplying it to all these people who are inside quarantined. protecting everyone. Sides that corona does not get transmitted, only the groceries and survival things are moved. And the quarantine place also need to be far away from the road where the traffic happens, where the people with corona freely move around. All this I thought through. I am telling all of you guys, especially people who are in India, home quarantine will not protect you. Anybody who is my disciple, want to be alive, to see the Leela which I am going to do in this whole world through Kailasa and all the wonderful things, run immediately to the camp, our Adinams, Kailasas. Save yourself, because the home quarantine is not foolproof quarantine. Live as large numbers, and only 1 or 2% will be interacting with the outer world to get the survival groceries and food and other basic items. So the 2-3 level quarantine is provided.
Just listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji, about how the home quarantines are not a solution in any which way. Because at any given point in time, one of the people from the family should go out and buy something and come back inside. And that naturally is going to affect. And there are multiple news and multiple different reasons why you cannot quarantine. Here is a statistic that shows most of the Indians share a room. So there is no place to even quarantine. Out of the sheer compassion of Swamiji, just so that each and every one of us are protected, Swamiji has opened the gates of all the campuses. All of us to be protected from COVID, for all of us to be protected from this huge pralaya that is happening. That is the only solution that we all can have. No home quarantine is going to help us. Decide now to take the responsibility to save your own life, to save the life of your own close, near and dear ones, and protect yourself. Being alive is the goal of 2021. So let us not delay this action anymore and make sure that we don't take his words for granted and execute whatever we can immediately and be protected. It is now time. Prepare to enter the Nithyananda Satsang. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji, himself will be gracing us and sharing deeper insights about the pralaya, the COVID pandemic, and the revelations of Devi Parashakti. Please sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Just remember whatever we listen to decide, create a strong intention that you're not going to miss. Take the responsibility to save yourself and to save the near and dear ones. Whatever obstacles, whatever problems you might be having, decide to break through from all of that and sit with a deep intention. Let us now enter into the meditation. Please sit straight with your eyes closed.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly very slowly. Please open your eyes.
கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே ஒரு வீடு ஒரு கூடு அட எதுவும் கிடையாதே சாக்காடு பிடிமூப்பு அதையெல்லாம் கடந்தாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கூத்தாடும் சடையாண்டி அதை குறியா கொண்டாரே காத்தோடு கதை பேசி சிவஞானம் கண்டாரே பத்தோட ஓர பத்தோட 18 சித்தர்கள் விளையாட்டு எத்தனை பேருக்கு தந்தாரோகையாட்டு சித்தங்க போக்கு சிவம்போக்கு என சொன்னாரே பித்தங்க போக மருந்தாக தனம் வந்தாரே வடகாசி தென்காசி வழியோரன் சித்தரடி அடியாத்தி முடிஞ்சாக்கா அடையாளம் கண்டுபிடி கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே ஒரு ஒரு கூடு அட எதுவும் கிடையாதே சாக்காடு பிடிமூப்பு அதையெல்லாம் கடந்தாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கூத்தாடும் சடையாண்டி அதை குறியா கொண்டாரே காத்தோடு கதை பேசி சிவஞானம் கண்டாரே பத்தோட ஓரட்டு பத்தோட 18 சித்தர்கள் விளையாட்டு எத்தனை பேருக்கு சித்தங்கா போக்கு சிவம்போக்கு என சொன்னாரே பித்தங்கா போக மருந்தா தனம் வந்தாரே வடகாசி தென்காசி வழியோரன் அடியாத்தி முடிஞ்சாக்கா அடையாளம் கண்டுபிடி கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே ஒரு வீடு ஒரு கூடு அட எதுவும் கிடையாதே சாக்காடு பிடி அதையெல்லாம் கடந்தாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கூத்தாடும் சடையாண்டி அதை குறியா கொண்டாரே காத்தோடு கதை பேசி சிவஞானம் கண்டாரே பத்தோட ஓரட்டு பத்தோட 18 விளையாட்டு பேருக்கு தந்தாரோகையாட்டு சித்தங்கா போக்கு சிவம்போக்கு சொன்னாரே பித்தங்கா போக மருந்தாக தனம் தாரே வடகாசி தென்காசி படிதோறும் சித்தரடி அடியாத்தி முடிஞ்சாக்கா அடியா கண்டுபிடி கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே ஏ கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே உலகை காத்தருளவே கையிலையில் தரும் நித்திய தரிசனம் தன்னை தானவே இவை அசைவிடி தீட்சை தரும் தரிசனம் பொருளாயிருந்து விலகி திருவடி தொகும் தரிசனம் வீரை சூடிய
ஞானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவசமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பராசக்தி மத்யமாம் अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् Welcome you all with my love and respect. Welcome everyone sitting with us all over the world with my love and respect.
Yogi of the Hindu cosmology to the young today is it between young and the planet were literally from the sky brought from Paramashiva. Whatever happens in the book of verse in you merge me ultimate of Shiva is guiding us and building Kailasas around the world as literal arcs, ships that will protect us from the Pralaya deluge, ongoing Corona world crisis. Today, we celebrate the Alankaram of young Swamiji's life, where he imbibed the whole cosmology science from Paramashiva, Arunagiri Yogeshwara. The Gopika Geetam declares miracles that happen when we listen to the stories of the Avatar. Tavakadhamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavabhiredhitam Kalmashapaham Ravanamangalam Srimadat Tatha Bhuvigruvanti Te Bhurita Jana. The nectar of your story is the antidote for misery. It is sung by wise people. It solves all of their problems. It blesses with all that is good. And those great ones tell the story in detail. Really, the blessed ones. Let us now offer our worship to Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, and Paramashiva Arunagiri Yogeshwara in this Leela Alankaram.
आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरुशुक्रशनिभ्यश्च राहवे केतवे नमः। ओम दशांगम गुलोपेतं सुगंधं च सुमनोहरम् आघ्रेय सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। ओम राज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया ग्रहाणमङ्गल दीपं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहं। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमो नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। एकार्ति दीपं संदर्शयामि। नैवेद्यम् ओम अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणि अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमः। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। नैवेद्यान्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। सर्वस्याप्ति सर्वस्य जित्यै सर्वमेव तेनाप्नोति सर्वं जयति। नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमो नमः। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। सर्वोपचारार्थे सर्वमंगलवाप्यर्थे कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि। क्षान्धारयामि आस्वानर्कसमिच्च रक्तकिरणः सिंहाधिपकाश्यपो उर्विन्दोश्च कुजस्य मित्रमरिखत्रिस्थशुभ प्राङ्मुखः शत्रुर्भार्गवसौरजो प्रियगुडकालिङ्गदेशाधिपो मध्ये वर्तुलमण्डले स्थितियुत् कुर्यात् सदा मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने सदाशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम् परावतार नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम्
You all with my and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, Tanidar Kotari visitors, viewers, everyone sitting with us all over the world. Kailasa's ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, Mantreshwara, Vidyeshwara, Lokeshwara, Astreshwara, everyone all over the world. Nithyananda TV and Kailasa TV. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. உயிரை உயிர்ப்பி உயிரையும் உயிர்ப்பி to continue to expand from yesterday's satsang, because I have not revealed many things in detail. Today only I started opening up to reveal the whole science of philosophy, principles of the Akashic reading. All that I am going to reveal today. So first understand the message at this time is awaken. Make your body and life conscious. Remove all the blind spots. I wanted to tell you elaborately today subjects I was speaking yesterday.
கடலும் கரைகளும் முத்திரு கைகள் தந்ததே இரவும் பகலுமே உந்திரு கண்ணில் அசையுதே நாங்கள் என்ன கோள்கள் என்ன
Son. Hear me, please wave your hands. See me, hear me, please wave your hands. Sorry for the technical glitch. Checking the zooms and all the participants sitting with us all over the world. Mhm. Great. Let me start reviewing. Please understand. To tell you all first, I am not constipated conspiracy theorist. To be a conspiracy theorist, you need to have a certain amount of constipation. Only a constipated person can be conspiracy theorist. Both are closely connected. Same way, I am not positive thinking. Bakwas. Bakwas means stupid. Loose. I am neither positive thinking bakwas nor constipated conspiracy theorist. I'm a straight, simple, orthodox, old Hindu village grandfather, or more precisely grandmother. Imagine an old man very orthodox person, just his presence runs the whole village. You are from a Brahmin Agraharam, you will see that kind of many old Swamis. Just by their presence, they will run the whole Agraharam. Way from Saivavala community, you will see this kind of a old elderly grandfather, grandmother. Just by their presence, they will run the whole street, whole Adi temple community. Settlement. I am neither constipated conspiracy theorist nor positive thinking bakwas. I am very straightforward. Person who sees the truth as it is. Now I wanted to tell you all these few things. Very practical person. Mukti of Jnanatma's father, sorry, son, the Videha Mukti Atmas, the Purvashram, father, actually hurts me. I'll tell you, I'll reveal it to you. See, Paramashiva. I'm so happy he is liberated. He is in a best space. He is in a best space. Thousand times more intense than any pleasure you can enjoy in the planet Earth. He is in that vertical time zone, peak Kailasa space. He is literally with me, within me, the Sayujya as Paramashiva. I am absolutely delighted for him, happy for him, where he is and what he has achieved, how he is now. Great, he is liberated, no doubt. But that was not my plan A. It was plan B. Let me tell you, the plan A actually plan A not only saving him, means keeping him alive, it should have been preventing. I wanted all of you to listen sincerely, because this will make you all understand many things, many blind spots we all have within us. We need this postmortem. We need to understand blind spots. I want all of you to listen to this. Sincerely listen. Last everyone for this pralaya, and last 1 year I am dreaming that lock down the ashrams, all that. Even few months before I signed the presidential order also, lock down all the temples, executive order. But I missed important point. I wanted all of you to know this blind spot. Realizing that complete lockdown is not possible for parents. See, they are elderly couple. He is 73 already. They are living in Chennai, one home. In one home, quarantine is literally impossible. First thing, you will have a mental breakdown if you are not coming out at all. Second, for survival purpose, food, groceries, vegetables, milk, need to interact with people who are roaming around with corona. Please understand, at least six months before I became aware, the multi-layer quarantine is needed. People are living in one campus. One person can only be spared. And take the risk of one person, young, healthy person, should be in the gate, receiving all the survival need, food, clothes, medicine, and sanitizing it, supplying it inside the for all the people who are in quarantine. Multi-layer quarantine. This person who is interacting with the outer world should not interact with the people who are Kailasa-vasis. This multi-layer quarantine needed to protect people. I realized this at least 6 months before. And I did this for my mother. I want you to know. This is the way I kept my mother safe. And this is the way I kept Biddi Ashram safe.